From Flight Control, the top menu here, which gets you into Flight Control, go down to Historic Reports, which is this one here, and click on that link there. From within Historic, you can see some previously run reports. And a couple of things about this page: the date in which the report was run, the report link, which you can click on, and all of your files are zipped up, the total amount of files, in this case 45, the amount of files that are in the postcode space, which is 15, 29 within suburb, 0 within patches, and that's because no patches were defined when that was run, which gave you 132 pages and 32 megs worth of download. We store this for you within the cloud, so you can come back and download it at any stage. These reports are propagated or created for you on the first of the month every single month, and it looks at a number of different options. Before we get into that, if at any stage you want to rerun last month's reports for whatever reason, you can go back in here and re-click this and it'll rerun it for you. That gets put in a queue and the queue gets run automatically, and then you'll receive an email in your inbox when that happens. So from here you can set a number of different settings. The first one I'm going to go through is quickly just to remind you where the patches setup is. So when you run these reports, you have an option to run it by patches. Let's just quickly redefine patches. Back into Flight Control, go into Share, and then from in here you can edit your patches. So if you go into there, you can see that there are a number of patches that have been set up. In this case, this one here is set up within this polygon and means all data will be run in there, and all of those performance reports that come out of the market share reporting tool will be drawn from there and then labeled whatever you've labeled it. So in this case it was labeled Northern Beaches. So these two tick bottoms here is what defines that. So the automated tool for running performance reporting is this one here. If you make sure that's ticked and then go down below the patch and click on Update Patch, that'll then save it. And you can add new ones from here as well. There's a whole other video on how to set up your patches and how to run through that, so you can watch that video at a later time, but that's just a refresher on patches. Back into Flight Control, back into Historic, which is your historic reporting tool, and then we've got this change settings and options here. So you can change your settings and options as to what gets included when you run, when this tool gets automatically run, or you can change it and come back and rerun it if you're missing a report. So you go into here, click on that, and what you can see is a whole lot of options. So in this case, suburb reports, where we automatically go out and collate data by suburb based on where you're operating. Include postcode reports, so again collating all the data by postcode, and then patches, so whichever patches you're defined and have enabled for this tool, which we just showed you, will be run through here. Now all these other options down below run which reports get included in that collated data, so if it's a suburb report or a postcode report or a patch report, which reports are pulled together for those different areas. So in this case, include patch map, that's just for the patches, so it puts a map, or the map that you've defined as part of your geocoded area gets included at the start of the report. You can switch that on and off. Year to date, so it does that, and you can do a collated others, so you can limit it to 10 different agencies or brands that you want to show, and then the rest of them will be all collated at the end as other. It's the same with the rest of these. So include last 12 months bar chart, a trend line by month is included here for the last 12 months. Last month bar chart, so what happened last month, limited by 10. Include the last 3 quarters, so it does that as a pie chart. Again, you can limit how many. You don't want to put too many in here because it does make the pie chart very cluttered. Then you have include last 3 quarter by percentage, so not by sold count but by percentage, and include report by last calendar year as a bar chart, and then last calendar year first 6 months, so January to end of June, and then the last second half of the year, which is again July through to December. And you can collate the others and limit the amount that are in there and all the rest of it. So that's another bar chart. You click on save, and then once you go back to your reports, you can rerun it or wait till the end of the month and it'll collate it and run it for you. So that is your basic historic market share setup and automated reporting. The reports you can download and have a look at those different options from the page enclosed.